Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rich Simmonds, one of the founder partners with NWP, and it is my honor to present the NWP ecosystem to you. Just a friendly heads up, while I'm excited to share my personal experiences and what I do, please remember that NWP does not provide financial advice, and it's really important for you to fully understand how your funds are being used. Keep in mind that past performance isn't a guarantee of future results. Let's explore this together. We all dream of building a legacy, but for many, that dream feels out of reach until now. There's always been a need and a desire for true financial legacy, and that's what's inspired the founding partners of NWP to create the partnership ecosystem. NWP is more than just an asset management company. They have community at heart, and they understand your desires. When you have money, building a legacy can be challenging, as we're not educated to do that. However, when we have very little, it's almost impossible. Realizing the responsibility to help people from all walks of life, NWP created a sustainable ecosystem, not just for you, but for your future generations too. At the heart of the system are the traders who work responsibly to generate a weekly profit for the partners of NWP. With NWP, you're a partner, you're not a member. Everything NWP does is for the best interest of you and your future in mind. Now, trading is very risky, so the first priority of NWP was getting rid of those risks and to make sure their system is totally, to make sure the system is totally reliable and will last in the long run. The reliability of the ecosystem comes from a disciplined step-by-step process. It's not a complex management system. These processes create absolute accountability and allow the entire system to run reliably without human intervention. This adherence to consistent methodology is precisely what Tom Landry meant when he said, "The secret to winning is constant, consistent management." The 50-50 sustainability split is the foundation of this upfront transparency of the NWP system. It mandates that all gross profits are split equally. Half goes directly to the partner who's put their deposit in, and that's their weekly return, and the other half is then allocated to the business volume, which is the community pool. This clear, continuous cycle fuels the weekly reward and ensures the long-term sustainability of the entire NWP ecosystem. So what you see in your back office, that little picture on the right-hand side of the screen there, you'll see that in your back office, that's showing you last week's profit. That is the gross profit. So 50% of that is what needs to be split, and then that's the profit that the partner gets on his deposit that he made, and the other 50% would then go to the business volume pool. And you'll notice there that there's the foundation, growth, and elite portfolios. They all have different results, and I'll explain that as we go along. NWP secures its partner capital through three core principles, ensuring that it's always safe, separated, and accessible. Firstly, your deposit is never locked. It's like a savings account. You have access to your capital at any time, and it's simple and easy. There's no waiting or anything. Let's put it this way. Your money is in trade from a Monday to a Friday. On a Saturday, the profits get separated, and that's when they get sent to a third-party payment gateway. And what happens there is because those profits are separated from your capital, the capital remains with the brokers. The profits are then separated, sent to a third-party gateway. This makes it impossible for there to be any misuse of your capital or rotation within the system. Because of this, weekly accountability, and that's your capital is available to you should you need to withdraw it, and your profits are separated. This keeps the traders accountable because, as I mentioned earlier, trading risk is the biggest, and no one knows how to manage traders because traders have more experience in what they do than any person in a company that's trying to manage them. So NWP made sure that there's never a need for management. The system itself, these three pillars, ensure that the traders are accountable and that you effectively are actually the auditor on a weekly basis. Because what happens in the NWP system is every partner acts as a weekly auditor. Simply by successfully withdrawing your profits and or rewards, the partner is confirming the system's transparency and ongoing health. I mean, I'm sure from previous experience, you'll always know that any system that you might have joined in the past, everyone's asking, do you know someone who's made a withdrawal? Can you get your money, etc., etc.? That is never a question in the NWP system because everybody every week is drawing their profits. And the reason why they're drawing their profits is the profits are not going to do anything if they don't withdraw them because there's no automatic compounding or anything like that. Everything is a manual system. And yes, it sounds like it's a bit of a hassle. It can seem like that, but one thing, I would rather have the hassle than and knowing my money is safe and that the system is accountable and audited every single week than simply having that nice, oh, it's all happening in the background, I don't have to worry. I would rather be in control of my money. And I think that is the important thing to do with your money. It's your money. You must remain responsible for your money. NWP sees your capital as sacred. And that's why you can always get access to that capital. It's never locked away. Now, there's two paths to legacy with your financial legacy with the NWP system. These two paths are, firstly, as a partner, and you automatically, when you join the system, you are a partner, which means you are actually an affiliate. Then there's the partner with a portfolio. So when you you deposit your capital into a portfolio, you become a partner with a portfolio. Those are the two differences here, and those are the two opportunities that NWP offers every single person. As I mentioned, the power of that compounding effect, if you want to put your money to work, you can put it in on three different levels. And the key to growth here is compounding, should you wish it to. But that every week is you in control of your money. You decide whether you want to compound it, redeposit it into the system or not. It's a manual process, and you make that decision on a weekly basis. And because you're making that decision on a weekly basis, that keeps the traders accountable because they don't know what your decision is going to be. So they can't simply say, oh, we know that these people are simply going to reinvest or they're simply not going to take their capital. They don't know that. And you make that decision on a weekly basis, and that whole process keeps everyone totally accountable. So there are three tiers to start your journey. There's the foundation portfolios, there's the growth portfolios, and the elite. I'll explain each to you. The foundation portfolio, starting with a deposit of just $10. The target here is 5% plus on a monthly basis. However, those profits are paid to you every single week. So the total for your month would be 5% or more, but you would get those profits on a weekly basis. If you remember, the last week it was 2.29, which is 1.145 was the profit for the week. So you add up all of those together, and whatever the last 4 weeks was, that will be your monthly target. And I must say the traders have very consistently managed those targets every month. As I said, it's not a guarantee, but that's certainly what they go for. Then there's the growth portfolios. This begins with $10,000 or more. And there, the target that the traders look for is 8%. And then there's the elite portfolios with deposits of 50,000 or more. And in my experiences, they have been very consistent in achieving that 10% or more on a monthly basis. So you just need to ask yourself which tier aligns with your current growth goal. Just to reiterate how everything works, you start, you put your deposit into the system, you then select a portfolio. Trading starts on a Monday up to a Friday, and you get your profits at midnight on a Friday. Those profits are separated and they're sent to you. So by the time you wake up on Saturday morning, you will be able to withdraw your profits. These can be withdrawn as long as you've got a minimum of $5. If you've got less than $5, don't worry. It's still not in the system. It is with the payment gateway, and it's just waiting for you to get up to that point where you've got $5 and you can withdraw it. When you withdraw it, it goes directly to your crypto wallet, and then you decide and you control what you want to do with those profits. It's always your decision. So I invite you to join us on this journey. Remember, NWP doesn't provide financial advice, and as I said, past performance is not a guarantee of future results. When you're ready to start, please ask for the How to Start booklet. It just goes through some of the basics and what to do, how to open a portfolio, and it even tells you there how to withdraw. The different methods that you can use, it's a seamless onboarding process. You can use USD Tether on the Ethereum network, and that's listed as ERC20. Then there's BNB and USDT on the Binance network. That's the BEP20 protocol. And then there's Polygon USDT. Polygon USDT, just for instance, should not be confused with POL or MATIC. That is the gas of the network, not the USDT. So please just make sure, and if you're unsure, always just ask. It's always safer to ask and make sure rather than to lose a bit of money in a incorrect sending of crypto. All deposits made before midnight UK time on a Monday will receive profits on the Saturday. And when you deposit, it'll show in your check-in wallet, but it's not in a portfolio yet. When it's in your check-in wallet, you need to then go and click on a portfolio. The system would automatically choose the portfolio according to the amount you've deposited. That's either the foundation, growth, or elite portfolios, and you would be able to then make the deposit into the portfolio. When you're withdrawing, all payments from the NWP system come to you in Polygon USDT, and these withdrawals can be made as long as you've got $5, and they're all subject to a 5% fee. This is the only fee ever charged by the NWP system, and that's 5% on your withdrawals of your profits. If you want to withdraw your capital, the first time you take out your capital, it's free. And after that, any withdrawal of capital will be subject to a 2% fee of your capital. So just, do your capital withdrawals wisely and sort of make your plan and just realize that the first time you do is free and the next time it will be subject to that. Capital currently can be withdrawn on a Saturday and a Sunday when your deposit's not in trade. In the future, NWP will make capital available at any time, but that system currently is not in place. However, if you do have an urgency or something happen, you can contact support for them to release your capital for you. So it's never actually locked away. It's just an automated process on the weekend. Should you need it during the week, you're more than welcome to contact support. NWP, as I mentioned, there is support. So this is available through the WhatsApp chat, and the girls are available. They're based in Canada. So it's a very efficient system, very helpful. You can also email support, but support is definitely quicker on the WhatsApp. So that's the one I would recommend. Our website is nwprofits.com. And our corporate offices are housed in the Trump Towers in Istanbul in Turkey. A nice prestigious office block, easy to find, not some little obscure office in the back road somewhere. Just looking at the portfolio booster, how this works, and it's a little bit different from the system. It's in the system, it's available, and you still get your weekly profits. However, when you decide to take a portfolio booster, what you're effectively doing here is accelerating your profit. So you're going to get double the profit that you would normally get on $100 on a weekly basis. You put in $100, NWP puts $100 with that for you. So you will have a $200 back office portfolio. You can still add other portfolios to this. It's just that you can only take the booster once. When you've reached your $200 in profit, the whole thing falls away. So what you would need to do if you're only going to take a portfolio booster and you want to have a continual income stream, take some of those profits and put them into portfolios so that you have a normal portfolio that will continuously carry on. Then the next part of those two paths to your legacy is the affiliate partnership. When you look at this affiliate plan, if you simply look at it and say, what can I earn? I believe that's sort of, you're overlooking a very important fact, because what you need here is a little bit of vision, because what you're doing with the affiliate plan is you're building yourself a weekly income. When you introduce someone and they need to become comfortable, everyone, we all want to be comfortable with the system. And when your person that you've referred becomes comfortable and they understand the system, obviously then they will add. And when they add and redeposit, it'll build your legacy and your income as well as theirs. So it's a win-win for everyone. Our duty is really to educate people about financial stewardship and help them achieve their goals. And this is a nice way to build everyone's legacy in this very simple system. There's a structure, and this is not different from the thing. It's just something that I want to mention to you, that if you can introduce structure into your own financial plan, that there's a very simple rule of thumb. If you contribute the same amount every month for 22 months, at the end of that time, you will earn per month whatever you've contributed on a regular monthly basis. That's without compounding. Should you want to increase and accelerate that growth and to get yourself to a point where you're earning that amount earlier, that'll take you 15 months. And what you do then is instead of taking the profits as you would have done in the 22-month one, you could then reinvest those profits and accelerate your growth. So that's just a simple structure. It works with virtually any amount. When I say virtually any amount, it works on the smaller ones. Obviously, in the bigger portfolios, you'll be earning a little bit more, so this result will be accelerated even more. But that just gives you an idea. When you have a structure to your plan, it helps you and achieve your success a lot quicker. The main reason that I see NWP is there is like I mentioned earlier, it's a savings plan, and it's about helping people overcome the savings barrier, as I call it. It's about having patience, discipline, and trusting the system. And for many, this is a new way of thinking. The reason is simple, because the average person, if you think about the way they've saved in the past, they've never found a reliable savings plan that's been able to outperform inflation. And if they don't have such a system, they'll never get themselves into a savings discipline. With the NWP process, because of the track record, and we've been going for 56 weeks now, we're in our 57th week of trading as we stand, you have a system that has consistently delivered and can outperform inflation. So it becomes a very realistic goal to be able to say, yes, I can save at last. There are three ways to earn as a partner, and that's when you become an NWP partner, it's free. Okay, so this way you participate in a very generous affiliate plan and you build yourself that passive, stable weekly income. And you don't have to have a personal portfolio. Because so often you'll offer a person, they'll see something that people want to make money. We all need some extra money. And that barrier is often the entry point, and they just cannot make the entry. With NWP, you can earn all the bonuses that I'm going to talk about now without even having a portfolio yourself. So it makes it accessible to everyone, and there's no excuse for people not to start. There is a little booklet that explains the affiliate plan. You can also ask for this. What happens here is that there's generous rewards. It's truly passive. And remember, it's about building and appreciating weekly income stream for yourself. So these three rewards are the weekly bonus, the weekly binary income, then there's the weekly matching bonus, and additionally, there are promotions and rewards. The direct referral bonus works like this. There is no upfront bonus because that wouldn't work, because the whole system is built on a completely sustainable model where the weekly profits are what pays the bonuses. And that's the bonuses for the person who's made the deposit as well as the affiliate. So when your direct referral puts his money in, makes his weekly profit, you'll receive 15% of whatever they've earned on a weekly basis. But that's not coming from their pocket. That's coming from that business volume side of things, making it completely sustainable. When you want to add referrals, you'll see that there's a referral link in your back office on your left or the right. Please speak to your sponsor, the person who brought you in, and just find out where you should place your people when you are bringing your referrals in. Then there's the binary income, and to qualify for the binary income in the NWP system, all you need is volume in your left and right team. There is no there's no limit to the levels that you can earn. You earn infinite levels right from the start, and the income is calculated on 15% of the matched business volume in your left and right teams. Or in simpler terms, you're getting paid on the lesser leg. This is capped to $5,000 per week at the moment, but as I mentioned, there's no limit to the levels. There's infinite levels that you can earn on. Let's just have a look at an example. It's important to remember that there's no requirement to have direct referrals in both legs. Often in the past, you needed to have a referral in both legs to qualify. That's not necessary. So in this case here, you look at Max. He directly referred Joe, but not Erica. Erica is considered a spillover. However, the business volume generated by Erica is still counted towards Max's binary income. To make that a little bit more simpler, and this is the simplest system that I've experienced in my 25 years of being a networker. The example here, the red person, is the only person that this partner has introduced into the NWP system. The rest of the green people here are all either by spillover on the right-hand side or the work of that person, the red person that introduced his people underneath him. So this partner, the fact he only introduced one person himself, so he would need one leg open. That's his right leg. That's where the spillover is. So he's got volume there. He introduces someone on the left. That person then effectively opens his volume for him. So he's got volume on the left, volume on the right, and he's going to get a binary bonus. It's that simple. The next level earning is the matching bonus. And here you can have as many direct referrals as you want. There's no limit to how many people can be on your level one. And then you earn 5% of whatever your direct referral earns when they start earning the binary. And you start earning the matching bonus as soon as that happens. You earn on level one 5%, you earn on level two, which is a referral of your level one partners, and then level three is the referral of those partners, those level two partners. So you paid on all these levels, and that is the three bonuses. Over and above those bonuses, there's career ambassador awards. This is recognizing your long-term commitment and leadership. Firstly, it's all based on the binary income that you earn. There are no limits to reach this milestone. So whether it takes you 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years, it really doesn't matter. Once you've achieved your milestone, you will receive your watch. The ultimate rewards here are luxury watches, cars, and even a house. So looking at the first rewards, we start off with the career awards, and here it's the minimum the earning was $100 on the binary. Once you've earned $100 on the binary, and you'll notice that if you have started to earn on the binary, if you look at your back office, you'll see a binary earning. Each week you'll earn it, so the system will be calculating and it'll show you actually what you've earned in total so far. And once you've earned the $100, you'll receive the smartwatch. Once you've earned $600 from the binary, you'll have a luxury stay for you and your partner in a hotel. And then from the level 3 onwards, here we have what we call a claim and move on. Once you've earned 3,100, you can claim a tablet. However, if you don't want the tablet and you want to bank, you can bank 2,500 of those points because you've effectively got the laptop, the smartwatch, and the hotel stay already. So you bank the difference and you then put that towards your next rewards. And the ultimate reward here, once you've earned $25,000 from the binary, is a Rolex watch. And that Rolex watch is probably in the region of about $8,000 to $9,000 on its own. So a very nice reward. Moving on from that, you've got the ambassador rewards. And effectively, as I mentioned, these are leadership rewards. And once you've got 2 people with Rolex watches on your left side, 2 people with Rolex watches on your right side, believe me, you'll easily be able to afford a self-deposit of $10,000, and you'll also receive a $10,000 down payment for your car. Then, moving on, you'll see there's other rewards, international trip, jewelry, cash bonuses, a Mercedes-Benz, and ultimately a luxury villa. Luxury villas are they're relative because a luxury villa in Paris is different from a luxury villa in South Africa. So you would probably have a very, very big luxury villa in South Africa compared to the person trying to get a luxury villa in Paris. In summary, NWP gives us a pathway to a legacy, and this is backed by a verifiable, transparent, secure structure. And it's delivered through those tangible professional asset management services, portfolios, and the affiliate plan. So join us on this journey. Remember, every great journey starts with a small step. Thank you. That is my presentation. Are there any questions?
Rich, just a question. Why? You said there's a left leg and a right leg.
Yes.
When do you decide which is a left and which is a right leg?
Okay, good. Let me show you what you need to look for. So when you see your back office, and there's a little thing called genealogy in your back office. So when you open the genealogy, it'll show you a picture and it'll say Victor here. Now, then you'll see there's people to the left, people to the right. And it's got little circles there.
But who are these people? Are they people that I've signed up or somebody else signed up?
Right. So let's say, for instance, that you joined under Tertius. Okay.
Right.
So here's Tertius, here's Victor. Now, if you see someone over here, and I'll just make them green. So if you see someone here and you didn't bring him in, that was Tertius that brought him in, or someone above Tertius in that line. And that is what's known as spillover.
Yeah.
Now, on the right-hand side, in this case, Tertius can't put someone in your right-hand side for you. He can only put people on his left or his right. But when he puts someone on his left, and there's someone here already, then what happens is it comes in chronological order, and that person will go there, even though it's Tertius's person. And when you look at your business, you'll see these two people that you don't know, and it could be from Tertius or anyone else above in that leg in the team, that forms the left-hand side. Now, your right.
Does it happen automatically?
Well, if Tertius brings people in, it'll happen automatically, because if he wants to put someone in his left-hand side, it will automatically go into this position, or the lowest position on the left leg. So if the next person wants to add someone, that will automatically go down into the left leg here. You yourself can only work with you can put people on the left, obviously yourself, but to open your binary, you would need to put at least one person on your right-hand side here if you've got volume on the left.
Yeah.
So that's how this structure works. So that's why I say, when you've just joined, so in the case of Sharon, who joined yesterday, or anyone that, when they look at it and they don't see any of this, so if you're not seeing this and you just on your own, then you need to ask this person, where is the spillover leg? Which leg is my spillover leg? And it's not a guarantee that you will get anyone there. You just ask them for, the purposes of this, where we're just simply asking, where should I put my people? Sometimes,
but obviously, the person, am I correct in saying, if Tertius doesn't bring people in, then I'll get nobody as a spillover?
That's correct. Or if someone above Tertius doesn't bring anyone in, you're not going to get anyone as spillover.
Okay.
So in some cases, the person joined, he's not building a business, he's just there to put his deposit in and get his weekly profits. He might refer people in the future, but in that case, if you wanted to build the business, you would put people on your left and right and build your business. And if spillover comes at some stage, well, that's just a bonus for you.
Okay, I understand. Like what Sharon said, and we're living in a country where, the economy is not good. There's all sorts of political stories going around. And we've all been burnt one way or another. I mean, I've lost hundreds of thousands of rands believing people. So obviously we're skeptical, and that is something that needs to be understood. I agree with Sharon that it's small, it looks good, and it does. And I'll definitely register as soon as possible. But I'll chat about that to you in the next couple of days.
Yeah, I think, as you're saying, it's small steps, but what I notice about the NWP system is those people that are now without a job, and they've got their last bit of money and they hope to get rich overnight. The NWP system doesn't appeal to them because it's not giving you those bright, shiny little things that are going to attract people. It doesn't attract the greedy. It attracts sort of the more thinking person, the one who wants to build a financial legacy and understand that that legacy is built step by step. It's not built overnight. So that's typically the type of person that we see in the NWP system. Because you know that, I mean, there's schemes out there that probably last 2 or 3 months. They'll offer you what, you know, NWP gives you 5% a week. Those guys are going to offer you more than 5% a day, you know. And
no, I agree with you. It's not not a system for a greedy person, like we have seen in the past. Last night you spoke about Telegram. Have you set up the Telegram?
Yes, I did. Yes. Yeah. I did set up that Telegram. I did put the link into our training group, just for everyone's interest. If you are in the training group, that also gives you access to the marketing material that we set up on the Telegram. And there's posts that you can download and use in your social media or wherever you would like to use it to tell people about your story and what you're doing so that you can build your business, that we do on the Elephants group. So if you haven't joined the group yet and you would like to build the business, do come there. We just separate things a little bit because normal members don't necessarily want all the extra information. They just want the basics. So we keep the basic information onto our group. Typically, it'll be the notification about the Zoom meetings. I'll put the recording of the Zoom meeting, and we'll put 1 or 2 things and the weekly result on there. The weekly results basically put there, although you see it on your dashboard, we put it there just to remind people that the profits have arrived and they can go look. So that's typically what we do on the normal groups. Then we have the training group where we have a meeting on a Wednesday night and we have discussions like we have now, going through different aspects. And it's very simple. The NWP is probably the simplest system that I've ever seen in my life. And simple works, and simple is duplicatable. So if you ever try to build a business, the easier and the more simple it is, the easier it is to duplicate. It's that simple. So we do that on our group, and all the information is then there for you to access.
Peter, you can go and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Oh, thank you. Hi, Rich. Hi, everyone.
Peter.
Yes, Rich. I see amongst the participants this evening, Vusi. I don't know if you've noticed him. He's one of the guests.
Yes,
Vusi.
I can see Vusi.
I hope he's still on. Yes. Yeah, I was just saying, if Vusi is listening, he seemed very keen to know what is happening here. I just want to say to him, if he's listening, he can ask questions, even if he hasn't maybe joined the business yet. This is an opportunity for him. If there's any clarity you would like to have, maybe to ask it while we are still on.
Yes,
I don't know
Vusi.
if Vusi is listening. If he's got any question, I'm not saying he should ask if he hasn't got anything.
Okay.
Hi, Vusi. Oh, he's not responding, but I saw that he's
he is on the group. Also, yes, he is.
He's on the group.
Yeah, he is with us. Yeah.
Okay, I thought maybe he's listening. If he's got anything, he should maybe pose a question right now. Maybe he's not hearing me. I don't know.
He is. I've unmuted himself. He can unmute himself and ask a question. I've given him the go ahead.
Oh, okay. I hope he's listening. If he's got any question, maybe he can just go on to ask. Hi, Vusi. Oh, I don't know what's happening. Anyway, no, it's fine. I don't know why he's not. Maybe he doesn't have any question to ask.
Wait.
He's still got to
Hello?
His mic is open now.
Hello?
Hi. Yes,
Hi.
Lucy.
Hi.
Welcome. Yeah, you can
Hi.
ask questions. Rich is there to answer any question maybe that you might have, if you've got anything to ask.
I think for now I'm still okay. I'm still trying to understand how the system works and all the other information that goes with it.
Okay.
But as soon as I have a question, I will ask. But for now, I'm still okay. I'm still trying to find my way around how everything is working.
All right, perfect. So just to mention some things that some of the hurdles that people experience when they're trying to start. You need to have your crypto. So that's you've got your crypto. Now what happens is people will go to an exchange, and typically in South Africa, they will either use Valor, Luno, or Altcoin Trader. On the, for instance, Valor, you can buy USDT, and that USDT is the Ethereum network. Then there's BNB. When you buy BNB, it's straightforward. It's the BNB is BNB, so you can easily send that. The trouble comes that people buy things that they can't use on the system. So what I can suggest is if you are starting, please ask someone to assist you when you go to your exchange and buy the crypto. Because sometimes that you'll see on the exchange, like Luno, they offer you Polygon. And Polygon is one of the things that NWP will accept. However, and this is where you need to be careful, the Polygon that they offer you is actually the Polygon gas, and it's not the crypto or the token. So you need gas, but you don't need gas to start with. But you don't, and you also need very little gas, because a transaction, when you make a transaction with Polygon, you need 1 cent. Now, the minimum amount of gas that you can buy is probably about $5. $5 will be enough for you to, it'll give you gas for about 5 years. And that's if you do a transaction every single week. So just be careful when you are getting your currencies. Rather ask, take a little bit of time and get the right currency. And then you can send the right one, and you wouldn't have to waste any money. Because if you buy the wrong thing, then you normally have to sell it, or you have to exchange it for something else. And that's what starts to cost you money. So when you are starting, please just make sure that you look at what's available. And if you're unsure, please just ask, and we can help you get the currency that you need. Okay. Remember that you start, you put your crypto in. That's a minimum of $10 that you can start with. Once it's in your back office, you then open a portfolio. And once you've opened a portfolio, you will start getting the profits on a Saturday. If, for instance, you put a portfolio in tonight, you're not going to get the profits this Saturday. You'll definitely get them next Saturday. All deposits made before Monday midnight, you will still get profits on the Saturday. It's that simple. Test the system and experience it for yourself. And like I say, if there's any questions, please ask. If you need any help, please ask as well. Good. Well, thank you, everyone. I won't keep you any longer. If there are questions, I'm happy to ask, happy to answer those questions. But thanks for joining me on the call this evening. If there's anything you need, remember, if you are starting, look for that little How to Start booklet. Ask the person who invited you to get that How to Start booklet. It is available on the group, but sometimes it's difficult to find. So just ask the person, or just put a message on the group, say, I need the book, and I can send that to you, or someone on the group will send that to you. No problem. And then the recording for this meeting will also be available on the group a bit later. Thank you to Sharon for assisting me in such a professional way. I really appreciate your help, and I certainly hope that you'll be around on many Zooms to help me if you can. So,
No problem.
Thank
No
you so
problem.
much. It is such a pleasure when someone helps. So I'm really grateful for that. Thank you, Sharon. Okay, everyone. Well, do have a good evening, and we will see you on the next one. Remember that the profits come on a Saturday, so we always look forward to a Saturday when we see our profits. And look after yourselves, and we'll see you on the next meeting. Thank you so much. Good night.